King's Counsel Peter Champagne pleads for the judge to not impose a sentence for more than 15 years for a police sergeant who had raped a 16-year-old girl fell on deaf ears on Friday. The attorney argued that it would be hard for Christopher Bennett to survive in prison as a police officer. The married 37-year-old officer, who was found guilty of rape in July following a bench trial in the Home Circuit Court, was instead given a 19-year and 3-month sentence, which is 4 years and 3 months above the statutory minimum for rape. Bennett, who was stationed at the Denham Town Police Station in West Kingston and had served the police force for 15 years, looked utterly dejected and had to grip the bench to hold up his strength when he was asked to stand for the sentence to be officially imposed, charging that Bennett's action amounted to a serious breach of trust. Justice Leighton Pusey emphasized that a serious message must be sent to persons whose action breach the trust that is placed on them. Persons who are in a position of power, whether they are uncle, stepfather, teacher, or anybody, we need to sentence in such a way that once there is a breach of trust, the court will not look lightly upon any such offense at all, he said. Earlier during his plea in mitigation, Champagne had asked that the judge impose a minimum sentence on the basis that incarceration will be severely harsh for his clients based on his profession and the type of offense. He further asked the judge to bear in mind that no violence or threat of violence was used in the commission of the offense. But the judge said that while Champagne's arguments regarding the incarceration is valid, the breach of trust nullified his request. This is an offense which both against a breach of trust personally and societally, said the judge. He noted that the complainant was under the care of officers who served in the branch which Bennett heads, and as a result, he had a duty of care to the complainant but abused that relationship. Additionally, Justice Pusey said the police officer also disregarded his duty as a policeman by his failure to serve, reassure, and protect the teenager. The judge, in calculating the sentence, explained that he was starting at 15 years, but added 5 years for the aggravating factor of the breach of trust. He, however, deducted 6 months for the officer's good antecedents and fairly good social inquiry report. Bennett was also credited for 3 months that he spent in custody. Immediately after the sentencing, Champagne applied for bail, noting that his client would be appealing the conviction. However, the judge refused. According to the lawyer, the finding of fact did not support the offense. Bennett, at the time of the incident, was head of the Denham Community Safety and Security Branch, and the complainant was being counseled by members of his team. During the trial, it was outlined that on June 17, 2019, the policeman offered the complainant a ride from the station and took her to the Palisades Main Road in East Kingston, where he sexually assaulted her. A report was later made to the police, and after a probe, Bennett was arrested and charged. This is the thing though with these big grey tone big men that make these little kids fatten them eyes, red eye, and lustful in a perverted way. This man was married, so he have a wife, so he's not short of sex. So it's just some perverted idea he had in his head, and him have to go after this little girl because she's around him, and then he think that maybe she owes him because they are looking out for her and counseling her. Those are the ones to stay the furthest from. Worse, if you know as a big man you can't control yourself, and if you as an individual don't learn to have control over yourself and your feelings, you already lost the race in this life.